Ready for medical career growth? Yes, you are in the right place. Hello, this is Dr. Neema Bish, BDS by degree and a pharma professional. As a founder of Career in Pharma, our mission is to guide medical professionals towards remarkable success in the pharma industry. With a track record of over 700 plus students trained and placed into various premier pharma companies, we are here to elevate your journey.
Hello everyone, once again I welcome you all to Career in Pharma and welcome to another episode of our interview question answer series for pharmacovigilance. Now in today's video we are going to talk about what is risk management plan in pharmacovigilance. So in the last video we talked about what is signal. So whenever any safety signal is there, any alert is there, the next step is any pharmacovigilance companies have with them is to come up with a plan, to come up with a risk management plan that we call as RMP in pharmacovigilance. So basically this risk management plan is a plan and is a document. So after they make a plan, they need to document it. They have to make a document so that they can submit it into the competent authority. They can submit it into the regulatory authorities further. So what actually this RMP, this plan contains? It contains a medicine's safety profile. Safety profiles means whatever the existing profile is there plus whatever the safety signal has been generated. So that is the medicine safety profile will be there. Other thing it contains is how the risk will be prevented or minimized in the patient. So whatever risk have been identified, how the company they are going to prevent it, how they are going to minimize it in future patients. Another thing it contains is plans for studies and other activities to gain more knowledge about the safety and efficacy of the medicine. Ongoing safety and efficacy. Why I am saying ongoing? Because for any drug, the data whatever we are generating continuously through clinical trials, through pharmacovigilance activity is never a complete data. It always keeps on updating. Similarly for RMP also, it is not like that once we are making some RMP document then it is finalized. No, even that RMP we have to keep it updated with the help of further information, further updates, or any study we are planning to gather that information. Other than this, risk management plan contains how they are going to measure the effectiveness of risk minimization measures. So whatever risk minimization measures the companies are taking, how they are measuring, how they are going to measure that, how effective is this risk minimization measures. So whenever any company is making this document, that is RMP, definitely there are different inputs required and there are different guidelines which they have to follow. For example, for ICSR case processing, that is individual case safety report processing, that I already talked about in my past videos. For processing those kind of cases, that is the guideline is module 6 of good pharmacovigilance practices. So similarly, to make a risk management plan document, the guideline which we have to follow is first of all module 5, that is risk management systems, and then there is module 16, that is risk minimization measures, and also module 15 that contains safety communication. So these are the three modules which any company needs to follow once they are making the RMP document. Now let's understand what are different components to this risk management plan documents. So there are different components. So first component is, first we have to identify the risk, that we call as risk identification. So we need to identify through the reports, we need to identify with the help of studies, we need to identify with the help of plant studies. So first we have to identify, because how we are going to minimize any risk unless and until we have not identified it. So first is risk identification, then risk measurements. So once we have identified that there is some risk because of any medicines, we should be able to measure it. That we call as risk measurement. For example, if vomiting is coming after taking any medicine, so we should be knowing what is the frequency, in how many patient it is coming. So that is we call as risk measurement. We should be able to measure it. Then we should be able to assess it. That is risk assessment. Another component of risk management plan is risk assessment. So once we have identified it, once we have measured it, then we are going to assess it. Assess it means how serious is the risk, and if it's not serious, then in how many patients it is identifying. So that kind of assessment we have to do, and in that risk assessment also, we are going to identify if really that this risk is because of the drug only. Then other component is risk mitigation, where we will see how we can minimize or lessen the risk. And then after going through all these components, that comes risk reporting and monitoring. So if any company identifying any risk with their product, then they need to report it to other places, then they need to report it to regulatory authorities, then they need it to monitor, and then they need it to communicate with other companies as well. So these are the components of risk management plan, where we have to first identify the risk, then we should be able to measure the risk, then we should be able to assess the risk, then we should be able to mitigate the risk, and then last but not the least, we should be able to report and monitor the ongoing risk, right? So these are the component of risk management plan. Now other thing is, what are the objectives of risk management plan? Why we are doing it? So till now you must have got the clarity what are the objectives, why we are doing it. But further, let me tell you what are the objectives. So essentially the goal of risk management plan is to identify the potential risk, potential problems before they occur. Okay, mind my words, before they occur. Okay, so here it is not always possible that before they occur we can identify. In many instances there will be some risks which are already there, and to further mitigate it or to further any other big risk not to happen, we do this risk management plan. So here we are identifying the potential problems, if they have already occurred, to mitigate it, and if they had not occurred, we have to identify it before they occur and to have a plan for addressing those potential problems. So risk management looks at internal and external risks that could negatively impact an organization. Yes. So these are the objective of risk management plan. And with this, last but not the least, is why do we need risk management plan? So risk management plan helps a business determine what their risks are in order to reduce their likelihood and provide a means for better decision making in order to avoid future risks. So this is all about risk management plan, and in short, if I have to tell you, because this is also one of the important interview question, not that important, because risk management plan is something which you will be doing at an experience level. At a fresher level, whenever any company is hiring you, they are not expecting that you have to write this RMP document. No, to write this RMP document, really a good expertise and experience is required. Experienced people are writing this RMP document, so they are not expecting from you. Still, you should be knowing what exactly this is, why we are doing it, what are the different components, and what are the guidelines which we are using to write this RMP. Yes. So this could be an important interview question for medical writing also and for pharmacovigilance also. So this is all about risk management plan in pharmacovigilance. I hope you got a clear-cut idea, and I hope it was easy to understand also. But still, if you have any doubts, any query, any comment, please type below in the comment box, and I would love to read all the comments. Yes, so with this I am going to conclude this video. Till the time I come again, till that time, please stay safe, aware, healthy, updated, and keep exploring new things. Have a nice day.